Hello everyone, welcome to AI Crack channel and this is Akash Gangwar. Now we all know that we have entered the last stage of PGDBA 2022 examination and many candidates have been asking me what should they do in this last phase. So here are a few pointers which I wanted to discuss before they go for the examination. So the first one is mocks. Many people have been asking how many mocks they should give in this last week. So my suggestion would be only 2 mocks. Why so? First of all, giving too many mocks in this week might exhaust you to the core and you might feel weak or less energetic during the examination. Secondly, there is a good chance if you give 7 mocks in 7 days, there is a good chance that you might screw up in 1 mock and that might take away your entire confidence. So that shouldn't happen. So that's why stick to only 2 mocks and that too, not right before the examination. Try giving mock maybe on this Sunday or on Wednesday. Don't give a mock after that. Why? Because let's say if you're giving on 2nd April, examination is on 3rd April. Let's say you're giving on 2nd April. In that case, there are two possibilities. Either it can be good or it can be bad. If the bad one happens, you will lose your entire confidence. So that shouldn't happen. Don't try to attempt mocks on 31st, 1st or 2nd April. Don't do that. Try giving on maybe on Sunday or on Wednesday. That should be it. What else you can do with your mocks is you can start analyzing your mistakes, your previous mistakes from the previous mocks. So let's say you have 10 mocks in your portal. So try analyzing the mistakes which you have done and try to rectify them again. Moving over to the next pointer. So let's talk about revision. So what kind of revision do we require for PGDBA? We have 3 sections in PGDBA. One is VARC, one is DILR, and one is mathematics. In both VARC and DLR, we don't need any specific revision. What we can do, we can try looking at previous RCs and previous sets and then try to revise them, try to solve them again and again. That is the best we can do in VARC and DLR because of the subjective nature of these sections. In case of mathematics, we have two types of revision. One is factual revision and one is conceptual revision. In case of factual revision, I would focus more on this part because concepts we know. Once we understand the concept, it is highly likely that we'll remember the concept and it will stay with us maybe for a year or so. So we can revise very difficult concepts, but in case of facts like formulas and all these things, we have to look at them over and over again. So basically, in case of factual revision, try revising formulas as much as possible, maybe by writing it down, maybe by practicing questions, especially the ones in case of conceptual revision. Try revising the concepts, the difficult concepts in which you faced difficulty during your initial phase. So that should be the revision part. Moreover, what you can do is you can start looking at the mocks which you have already attempted and try looking at the questions which you have made mistakes or you have skipped. Try solving those questions and that should be a part of your revision strategy. So this is it about the entire revision thing. Now moving over to the next pointer, syllabus optimization. So there are few cases and there are few candidates who have started out late because of this odd timing of PGDB examination. This entire preparation time was clashing with many interviews and people have started out late. So there is a possibility that people have not completed their entire syllabus of mathematics because the content is quite big. So in my blog, what I have done is I have given historical percentage of a particular topic. So let's say we have conic, we have PNC, we have probability, etc. So I've given historical percentage for each of these topics. So let's say you're left with 5 or 6 topics and it would not be advisable to complete all the five or six topics in this remaining period because in that case you might not be able to grasp the things entirely. So what you should do is you look out for the chapters which has higher percentage, basically higher probability of getting a question from that particular chapter. So you can optimize your syllabus in that particular manner. So if you want to check out the historical percentage, I'll share the blog link in the description. Let's discuss the fourth pointer, focus on strategy. Now, whenever we write a mock, then we do have a certain kind of plan. So let's say I personally attempt maths first, then I go for DILR, and then I go for VARC. Let's say I follow this particular format. Now let's discuss the individual strategy for these sections. So let's discuss about VARC. In case of VARC, there are two types of RCs. One is fact-based and the other one is inference-based. In 2021, we got a combination of two. One RC was fact-based and one RC was inference-based. Now you should strategize your attempt in a way that you attempt the factual questions first and then go for inference-based questions. In inference-based questions, there are also two types. The first one is of that type in which direct statements are given. Basically, you have to infer, but the direct words have been used. So it becomes little easier to make out the inference or conclusion. In the second type, there are no direct words used in the paragraphs. So basically, synonyms are used or similar kind of phrases are used, and you have to find out the hidden meaning. So that kinds of questions become very difficult to attempt. In 2021, there were only those kinds of questions in one particular RC. This RC was fine, but in RC2, there were those kinds of questions only. So in that case, you have to limit your attempt. So attempt these five, but in this case, you have to be very selective in your attempt. Don't try to attempt them all. You might get all negative, like happened in 2021. So this would be my strategy for VRC. Parajumbles are more or less similar. They're not very difficult. They're not very easy. They're of moderate level. You might get 2 out of 3 correct. In case of DILR, try attempting DI first. And after that, you can go for LR. Why? Because recently they have started giving more difficult LR sets. So it would be great if you start out with the questions which you are more confident in, which is basically DI. DI is basically easier. So if you start out with DI, then it probably will give you more confidence that you have scored marks. Then you can go for the LR part. In case of mathematics, try using the ABC concept. ABC concept is nothing but A are the questions which are very easy. So let's say you find out a question on quadratic in PGDBA 2021. We had two very easy questions on quadratic. So that kind of questions can be solved by anyone. So you should first look out for those kinds of questions. Then you can go for the B or the moderate ones, and then you can go for the hard ones. Don't try to get stuck in hard questions because that might take your time and confidence both. In actual examination, if you get stuck in a hard question, the chances are more that you'll panic because of that. So the overall summary is try doing that whatever you have already doing. Don't try to tweak your strategy in the last moment and use this particular strategy for attempting individual sections. So let's discuss the point number 5. No anticipation and cutting the noise. Now what happened in 2021 was there was a drastic shift in the pattern of paper. Earlier it used to be easier LR. The LR set became difficult in 2021. Before 2021, we used to get just one set of DI and 5 questions based on that. But in case of 2021, we got 5 different questions, basically 5 different DI questions, and we had to study every chart for one particular question. So that basically took more time to solve. It was not very difficult, but it just took more time to solve. In case of verbal, RCs were okay, parajumbles were okay, but the other 2 questions of VA, they introduced fill in the blanks. Earlier, they used to give homophones and incorrect usage of words, but in 2021, they gave a surprise and gave fill in the blanks. So that was again a very surprising thing for the paper. In case of mathematics, earlier it used to be entirely of JEE mains type, but in 2021 they tried to give a blend of JEE mains and CAT. So some CAT level questions were also there, and that again gave a good surprise to the candidates. So what usually happens is when we try to anticipate our score, when we try to anticipate the kind of paper we are going to get, in that case we kind of assume that okay, this is the kind of paper we are going to get, and if a surprise comes, then we might start panicking during the examination. So that is not good for the examination purpose. So why am I telling this? So now, given the kind of competition we have in PGDBA, we have just 30 seats for general category, and there are too many participants, and the participants are ever increasing. So they are bound to give surprises to eliminate people from the written examination itself. It usually happens in all kinds of examination. It happened in J, it happened in CAT, and now they have started doing the same in PGDBA as well. So what your strategy should be, or what your mindset should be, is you don't anticipate what kind of paper you're going to get. Your focus should be on strategy. Okay, I have this particular strategy and I'll be following that strategy in examination, be it very easy, be it very difficult, or be it very surprising. So that should be your strategy. That should be a focus during this entire week. Try keep reminding yourself that you don't have to anticipate your score. Don't try to target a particular score that you have to score 100 or 110. Score according to the paper. If paper is difficult, even a score of 90 is good. If paper is easy, even 120 is not good. So that way. So that should be it for this particular pointer. Now moving over to the next pointer, a sound sleep. We have examination from 9 to 12. Many people have centers far away, like 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers, some even have 100 kilometers away. So you might have to travel maybe overnight, or you might have to travel early in the morning. So if you're not able to sleep properly, you might screw up in the examination. Try having a good sleep in this entire week so that you're relaxed, you feel fresh for the examination. Even if you're not able to sleep properly just before the examination, the entire week's relaxation should help you out in the examination. These are the few suggestions I wanted to give to everyone. Try to follow these points during this entire week, and there's a good chance that you will do well in this examination. All the best, everyone.